You're gonna hear the ticks through this, by the way.
I might be the best that did it, or at least got away with it, damn. I don't explain much, I just keep a chain tucked and keep a thing tucked. Started on that school bus, now I'm in a big truck. In us, we trust, and pigs holding my piece up. Never smoke angel dust, watching Friday in the old school, making bucks. If you haven't made 7 figures, can't relate to us.
My name is Marc Bryant. We are at Against the Grain Barbershop in DuPont, Washington.
For me, she's available, no attitude, and she always down to make a move. Usually at a low key.
How I got started into cutting, I was just a client first, you know. Then there was this cool shop on South Tacoma Way called the Clean Cut Boys Club. And that style of cutting I haven't seen, like the way they were using enhancements, the culture, the community, and the barbers was just all dope to me. And then I was just curious, you know, how much are you guys making? You know, my barber at the time was like, Slim, you know, this is what I'm seeing. I was like, oh, this speaks for itself. So that had me intrigued, the money first, but, well, no, not even the money, the culture first. And then I saw what just having the aesthetics and the culture can do when you put it all together. The money just comes naturally, so. I don't think this is catered to enough or said enough, but mentorship. I had excellent mentorship. If it wasn't for the gentleman by the name of Marc Brown, you know, he took a lot of his time to give me this free game, you know, and the shop itself. And then it's also people like Springs, it's people like Keith, Mattia, Kevin, these guys I worked with. The mentorship, that was everything. It's like lifting a trophy, you know, because I take barbering very serious. You know, I have a lot of clients, but it's one thing to tell somebody week in, week out, like what I'm about to do, this is what I'm doing, but it's like when you got over 100+ people, you know, they expect you to do this. You know, this is not a game. So I can't give all this energy out and then not produce. So for me to produce and for so many people to say, man, I'm inspired, like you actually did it, you know. And it's a lot of people that I cut that's active duty, you know, that's going to duty station to duty station, or that's getting out the military, that before they leave here, you know, I've cut them for the last 2-3 years, you know, their time here, and they got to see this before they left, you know. That makes it even worth more my while. I feel like DuPont was closed off. I feel like DuPont is an area people don't even think exists. You know, DuPont is like, our platoon, while I was active duty, we'd come to this teriyaki spot. I mean, it was an all-you-can-eat buffet. And I was just like, man, DuPont's really nice. It's a lot of retired people here, but it's like exclusive, you know? But then, you know, to touch in your field, I wanted to add some color to it, literally, you know? And I just feel like it's an area that needed it. And now that I'm here, you know, all it's doing is thriving. It was definitely a risk, but I really had to sit in this garage and I had to really put God first and really trust the relationships that I built over time. You know, I did a lot of mentorship not knowing, you know, just being organically, just giving game to barbers. You know, there's numerous barbers that I've helped in the city and also that they've helped me, but those ones that really found the value in me, I was shocked when I opened, because during the opening, I think it's with everything, you know, people, they're not gonna really tap in or really be all in until they see it, you know. So when the grand opening happened, they were like, damn, I gotta work here. Like, I gotta tap in with bro. I gotta see if there's opportunity. And, you know, by putting God first, it really allowed me to just let it happen organically. I served from 2016 to 2019 till I got medically retired. That's the year I had the open heart surgery, Valentine's Day to be exact. And as you can probably hear through through the microphone, the mechanical heart valves that came with it. And I became very, stressful and selfish after the surgery. And I just began to, choose myself before I chose God, before I chose, what was right health-wise. And I was gaining weight. I wasn't being a great father. I wasn't being a great husband, and I had to learn to be selfless. And the only way I learned to be selfless was to eat healthy, was to start exercising, you know what I'm saying? And that stuff allowed me to be a better dad, a better man, a better friend, human, barber. Without that, you're lost. Like, without that, you're lost. There's no way I can cut at the level that I cut at without juicing, you know what I'm saying? Without walking daily, without working on how to breathe, practicing the right energy. I think a big thing that gets slept on in the barber industry is the amount of energy we exchange throughout the day. Here it is, we have a 10, a 10:30, 11, a 12, all the way. Me, I'm doing 12-hour shifts right now. That exchange of energy, I have to understand how it works, and I have to start with self. So what I consume is everything. The most important thing I want to say to anybody that can't get over something, it's hard to figure it out. It's hard to, get the results you're looking for. Try going against the grain.